Aloha. Aloha, my beautiful souls out there. So happy to welcome you to today's reading of the week of April 3rd till April 9th. It's the week of Easter time. We're going to have a full moon and one portal day, and of course, one portal. For those of you that look into the numerology, we are going to have the 4th of April. Of course, those dates are also sometimes a little bit extra energetically. So, but as always, before we dive into this, I want to share with you the podcast episode that aired on Friday with Daphne Wells. Really beautiful interview that we had in our Soul Talk. And one of the things that I love, because she supports women, who after you've had your career and family, kids are out of the house, and then you feel like you want to be more you want to find yourself more, and going into that, how that works, how you can do that, how you can, get the courage to actually make those changes. Because I believe this goes for all of us, because we sometimes, we have this history of, we did school, we followed the path that others sort of told us that would be the best for us, and then some of us maybe even got married and had kids. And so everything, all of that can and is allowed to change, because if as long as it doesn't make us happy, we should always look into those things and see if we can transform what we can learn of that, and allow ourselves to actually move into a different kind of life. And that was a very beautiful interview we had. So if you feel like it, go and check it out. It's on my YouTube channel and on my podcast, so it's the episode that aired before. Yes, if you feel like looking at that. And of course, for every one of you listening into my podcast, if you like what you receive here from my readings or from the Soul Talks, and if you're going like, hey, May is a person that I think I would like to work with, book your free energy session with me. You'll find the link also in the description of the podcast episode or of my YouTube channel. I would love to talk to you and see where you're at and how I can best serve you. All right, so let's get started. And as always, we're going to have one pile on the top left for the full moon, the portal day, and the 4/4 portal. So we have the 4/4 portal on Tuesday. We have the full moon on Thursday, 6th. And just FYI, because I have the time set for Europe for the full moon. I know that in some places of the earth, we might be one day earlier or later with that. It's still okay, because it's the energy surrounding those days, right? And the portal day we're going to have is on April 7th. So, the full moon is bringing us right into a portal day that we are able to use again for our transformation. And as always, again, no matter if we're having a full moon or not, I truly believe that, we should use every day as a special day for us to be open to whatever messages, the universe wants to give us, the life wants to give us, whatever we can learn from everything happening around us. But the beautiful thing about those special days is they get an extra pile of cards. So that's what we have here on the top left. And on the top right, we have the general cards for the full week from April 3rd till April 9th. And for those of you only listening in, on the left side, we have the white flower, in the middle, the rainbow flower, and on the right-hand side, the purple flower. So just take a moment, breathe. Just get here with me, be present, allow yourself to just feel with me into the energy of the coming week. We're inviting, maybe, inspired by the cards that I showed you last week, we're inviting our spirit guides, the universe, to help us, to support us, receive the right messages that will help us guide us through the energies of this week for the higher good and for us. Here we go. So again, take a moment, take some deep breaths if you like, if you want to pause the audio or the video, and feel into which one of those cards are going to be representing your personal message, and how many, because, sometimes it can be more than one. Let's be open to, conversation with the spirit world and with the universe. All right, so we're going to start with the full moon and portal day cards, and we're going to get going here with this wonderful card from the Starseed cards, Star Family. Oh, and I'm just realizing the light is not that good, so I'm going to be adding some more for those of you guys that are watching. So here we go. We have Star Family. You're part of a team of souls. Call in support. Yes, and I'm saying it like this with the cards going up and down because I want you to remember this. This is something that I actually received on my daily walk today because it was like, yeah, we have the support always. They're just waiting for us to say go. So we are all, part of a star family, not just the physical one, and they are there. They're just waiting for us to support. And they're all in both, in all the realms. So if we need support, it's good to find the support within our physical family. And I mean by family, also our friends and, friends and people around us. But also remember that there's a spiritual galactic family, star family out there that wants to support you as well. So thank you, full moon, for that. And then we have Mercury, open communication. Get a weight off your chest, speak up with love, and be heard. Be heard. So it's time to talk. So the full moon is giving you the opportunity to speak out, to really, go into your heart and go into open communication with the world surrounding you. That's a very good, confirmation for that. And this one, wow, we had this one, I think it was one of the daily cards last week. The universe powerfully responds the instant I realign with love. Let's breathe that in. The universe responds powerfully the instant I realign with love. Wow. Let's just take that one in. And then we have from the new ones from our ancestors. Again, all the cards that I'm using, you'll find them in the description below. I really want, if you resonate with these cards. I do. I love them all. That's why I'm using them. Mountain, stand your ground. So it's good time to be grounded this full moon phase, this portal day, asking you to be grounded. Go out in nature, stand your ground. Stand your ground also means stand with yourself, with your belief, with where you're at. If you want to share that, stand with yourself. So all the energies are aligned to support you in that way. And then we have a second one from the ancestors. The elder, move beyond ancestral patterns. And this could mean that there, that there might be something from the ancestors coming up, something that might come up and that, start showing you that there's something that needs to be done about it. So, go be mindful with yourself. I don't want to say be on the lookout because that sounds like a little bit negative, but be aware with yourself. Acknowledge what's coming up. Be mindful with what's happening, and maybe look at it a little bit from the view of your ancestors, because it might something might come up that is still within you that wants to be healed. Awesome. Here we go. So those are the cards, the messages that are coming to us from the full moon and from the portal days, both the 4th and the, what was it again, the 7th of April. And here we go for the general cards for this week, for the energy that is going to be around us. And here we go. We have cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. Again, I know this always sounds a little bit negative because rock bottom can be very, very deep. But I feel that it is always it's an opportunity to come out and be reborn in a different kind of way, be reborn within yourself to see. I feel that the rock bottoms are the ones that are showing us where our mind, our three-dimensional thinking patterns have taken us to a place where we're just not supposed to be. So they're showing us that we need to change direction. And so it's telling you the best way to do so is by surrendering to the alchemy of life, to surrender to the energy that wants to take you places, that wants to show you look, this is where your happiness, this is where your harmony, your peacefulness really is. So this is a very beautiful card. So for this week, it doesn't mean that you have to hit rock bottom, but it's encouraging you to, whatever situation comes up, to surrender as best as you can, to surrender your thoughts, I would even go as far to say surrender your ego to that. Here we go. Here's the next one. And the next one we have is El Moria, Awakening Presence. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection, of love. And again, here we're reminded that the universe is there for us. It does everything for us. So if there are things that are making you afraid, that feel like they're not right, center yourself, remind yourself you're protected. You're here, you're protected. And as long as you decide for something to go in a good direction, we had it over here, realign with love, you're always going to be protected. And even if if you have a bad day and you're still, you let fearful thoughts come in or negative thoughts come in, it's okay to have them every now and then. Be compassionate with yourself. It's okay to have them every now and then. Just allow yourself to also, look at it. Just remind yourself you are protected. And even though the moment could feel a little bit, down, and again, we're talking about the pile that has the rock bottom, but still, bring yourself, center yourself, remind yourself you are protected. And as long as you believe in that you are protected, that's what's going to happen. And the next card we have is the universe is always conspiring to support me, guide me, and lead me compassionately towards the highest good. Wow, I feel you're going to have me, whenever I'm reading these energy cards, you're always going to have me celebrating when the cards go this well together. Because it's telling you here, the universe is always conspiring to support you, guide you, and lead you compassionately towards the highest good. So if you're hitting rock bottom somewhere, it's because it's guiding you somewhere else. Right? So even though you might not see the solution right away, take a moment, breathe it in, ground yourself as much as possible. That's what we got from the full moon over there. So be compassionate with yourself, and remember, the universe is there compassionately helping you, right? So this is the extra confirmation of these first two cards for you. And then we have from the ancestors, we have star ancestors. Here we go. Follow the voice of your soul. And again, I believe this confirms the surrender part. Follow the voice of your soul. Follow the voice of your soul. You're an amazing soul. And if you follow that, you're going to be fine. You're going to be good. Trust in your wisdom. Follow the voice of your soul. I feel like after these cards, there's nothing more to say to this part. So this is the general cards that we have for this week. Okay, now if you resonated with the white cards, we're gonna go to with the white flower. This is going to be your message of the day, and here we go, of the week. Sorry. Lost lands, soul memories, and gifts. You've done this before. And this is a reminder for you. It could be that in this life you've already, passed through certain portals, passed through certain challenges in your life. And even though it might not be the same challenge, but it might be a similar solution. Or sometimes it's a reminder that, we've been here a couple of times on this planet. So maybe, if you're a person that has the ability to do that, has that connection, connect with your previous lives to see what wants to come up that is represented or mirrored into the challenge you're having today. And for me, this card actually reminds you you already know the solution, or it's already, it's already somewhere. You might not know it right now, but it's already there. It's actually, helping your body and your soul and your mind remember what your soul knows. So that's something to look out for in this week. And then we have Brigitte, inner strength. There we go. Move back to wholeness. Recognize that you have the power. And again, I love this one because the power is within us. It's one of the, if you've ever read the 7 principles of the Huna philosophy, one of them is mana, which wants to remind us that we have the energy within us, mana, that we each of us carry the energy inside of us. And that if we sometimes don't feel like we have the energy, maybe it's just not the right direction we're taking. At least not for the moment. And then we have for you, I can do less and attract more. So go into that if you can allow yourself to do less. Maybe you're working very hard on something. Maybe you're trying, trying to run up a sandy hill, and it's very hard So this card wants to remind you, maybe for this week, to, take a step back, take a break, and really focus on what you want to create. By doing that, you're actually doing something. You're not doing physically something, because you're not in action of creating something, but you are doing it by focusing on what you want to create. And that is actually a doing as well, but a different kind of doing. I hope I'm getting it there, but I feel like you're going to know. I can do less and attract more. And then we have from the ancestors, we have for you, Druid, hold the space. Oh, hold the space. Here we go. See? So do less, hold the space, be there, hold the space. And sometimes when this card comes up, it's about holding space for ourselves. Because especially as empaths and highly sensitives, or especially as empaths, we are the ones that hold space for others. We are the ones that hold space for others all the time. So when this card comes up, I always want you to also ask yourself, maybe is it time right now? And, be mindful of that this week, that it's time. It might be time for you to hold space of yourself. All right. That's your message. If you resonated with the white flower, and if it is the rainbow one, we're going to go right into that. Let me just put this over here. And wow, you have 2 of the Starseed cards. Here we go. Empathic Starseed and energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. Again, I just mentioned with the other cards that empaths have the, are the ones holding space. And that's why, a lot of energy goes through our system. That's our natural state of being. The question is, how much do we let that affect our center, our inside, our core, basically? And that's the thing where we're allowed to say, I decide what comes through my system and what doesn't, right? What comes through my inner core and what doesn't. Usually when something manages to enter our core, a lot of the times it's either I haven't set the boundary for myself, that I'm not allowing just anything to come into my system. I only want the things that are mine, and there we go. And the second thing, so if energy does come in spite of you setting that boundary, that means that probably something inside of you wants to be healed. So whatever that energy is, it's just using, helping you bring out whatever wants to be healed inside of you. But what I love about this is, this energetic sovereignty. It's your decision. It's your energy field. So you decide if you want something to come into your system or not. And the second Starseed card that we have for you is, you're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north. Ooh, that's a hard one, I know, and especially for empaths, I know it's a little bit hard because we want to be for everyone. We want everybody to like us. But the thing is, we're not, because we're not always on the same vibration as everybody else. And we're in a time where we're allowed to say that we're on different vibrational levels. Or not levels, but just directions. Let's just use directions, because levels makes me feel like someone is higher than lower and stuff. We're all on our own paths, on this planet, but some of us, tend to have a different kind of vibration because we have different stories that we want to heal. We have different, patterns that we want to release. And that's why we don't have to be on the same vibration as everybody else. I mean, I'm hoping that if you're listening into this, you are on my vibrational level, and we get to talk. And we do this in case I don't, in case whatever I do doesn't resonate with you, it's okay. Maybe we are not on the same vibrational level, on the same vibrational direction. So that's also okay, right? So again, of course, I'm happy if we are, otherwise you wouldn't be listening to this. But it's the same thing with other people, with friends, with customers. We want to have people surrounding us that are on the same vibrational level. If I have to change myself so that the others will like me, that's not going to help me find my happiness, be in my happy place, and be my true self. And in the end, I feel that one of the biggest things at the moment on this planet is that we're learning or remembering to be ourselves without, in spite of having a community. We're finding the communities around us. And the next one that we have for you is Mahavatar Babaji, soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connection between all things. The more you understand all those things, how they are connected to you, the better your soul will expand into their true being. It's not that you can't. You can, everyone, all of us, we can all expand into that energy. It's just that because of our three-dimensional, being here on this planet, we have our minds and our stories and emotions that have sort of like smallered it a little bit, but it's about remembering that. And we do that by understanding how everything is connected. So that's something to look out for in this week for you. And then we have here from the Super Attractor cards, I am kind and loving toward others while creating clear boundaries that protect my good feeling emotions. Wow. Wow. Isn't that like, see here, empathic serenity? And there we go. We just get a affirmation for that. I am kind and loving toward others while creating clear boundaries that protect my good feeling emotions. And you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to set those boundaries. Here we go again, this confirmation. So probably for you, if you chose the rainbow colored flower for you for this week, this is something that might come up for you to set better boundaries. Or not better, clear boundaries. And here we go. From the ancestors, we have great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. Learn from spiritual experiences. And I'm just remembering my Kumu Mahalani, my last teacher on Hawaii. God bless her. Such a beautiful teacher. And one of the things that she taught us was, to keep a journal. Let me just remember, because I'm just having the German word in my head. I don't want to call it success. Evidence. It was the evidence journal. There we go. To keep an evidence journal, because the more we we remind ourselves of the evidence when, I did a spiritually aligned action and it worked out, then the universe responded positively. The more we keep that for ourselves, the more we can then, in the moments of doubts, we can go back to that evidence journal and go like, oh man, it's there. See, that's how it worked last time. That's how it worked last time. So I'm going to do it again this time. And then it will help us to come, to change the things that we need to change. So here we go. Look at your spiritual experiences that you have had in the past and allow them to, to be there for you. Beautiful. So here we go. If you resonated with the purple flower, this is going to be your personal message. Let me see here. My table is a little bit unstable today. Here we go. From the starseeds for you. If the purple one was yours, the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. Integration time. Allow energy to integrate. Allow the wisdom, the challenges, the experiences you had in the last couple of weeks to integrate within yourself. Allow the aha moments to come up. And that's something that you're going to have for this week. Then we have, Kalima. Facing fear, major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. So here we go. See, this is happening here. It's happening for you. It's going to be happening this week. There's going to be changes. And probably if this comes up, it's about facing fear. And because we had it in the general cards up there, remind yourself, you're protected. You're always in the right place. So if you're ready, if you have fears that you have been looking at, sideways and going like, okay, at some point I will, but I don't need to right now. Maybe you will find the courage more. It's going to be, supported energetically from the spiritual world to look at your fear. So if you had the purple flower, that's one of the things that you should look at this week, what fears are coming up. And I just want you to tell you, it is something that we can learn and practice, to really get into our fears and see, what's happening there. I love how fears, actually guide us towards a new phase, towards change. For me, fear is basically like light and dark, because fear is the absence of love. So how can you bring more love into whatever's happening there? And it can become, you can learn to look at your fears and walk through them head on, and you're going to find on the other side so many beautiful moments. So this is something to look out for in this week for you. And as the affirmation for you, we have manifesting as the creative process of aligning with the energy of the universe to co-create an experience that elevates my spirit and the spirit of the world. Manifesting as the creative process of aligning with the energy of the universe to co-create an experience that elevates my spirit and the spirit of the world. Wow. That affirmation is strong. So it's helping you to go through whatever is stopping you, that fear that is stopping you from finally manifesting what you desire. And that's going to be it. And you're going to be able to do that once you start aligning yourself with the universe. And as a final message from the ancestors for you, we have the snake. Shed old skin. Here we go. Oh my God. You see, I love these cards, and I love how they all go well together. So it's about shedding old skin, shedding your fears, changing them, and having an amazing transformation and awakening session. So be mindful this week. This week might be a little bit strong for you, a lot of transformation happening. So be mindful with yourself. Be compassionate with yourself, because there might be things coming up. I'm not saying that they're going to be bad or very strong or whatever. I'm just saying that it's okay for you to be mindful with yourself, with the energies. That's how best you can, go through them. Be compassionate with yourself. You don't have to change everything in a day. If you're going to go through the week and going to go, where's my activation? Where's my activation? That's not how you're going to see it. Just surrender. Again, the general cards told us again, surrender yourself, step into your power, remind yourself who you are, remind yourself you're protected, you can. And the more you believe, surrender, and stay grounded within you, you're going to be fine. Thank you, my beautiful souls, for this wonderful reading. I am so much looking forward to reading for you next week again. And on Friday, I'm going to have another soul talk. So stay tuned on my channel or podcast to view that. And yeah, sending you a huge hug. And as always, wishing that you can serve your inner energy wave as always. Have a great week. Bye, everybody.